Why Can't They? By Regina Roberta. Where does that kid get to kill without reason? But he can't even wear a shirt. Where does she get to sleep knowing she'll wake up? But B couldn't even sleep in her own bed. Where do you get to say you matter too, and that you're blue, when you're only blue 40 hours a week? They have to be them 24/7, 365 days of the year for their entire lives. You have a choice. They don't. But you could make the better choice for them. For the children who can't play, for the people that can't have their own feelings, for the ones that have to conform, for the kid whose mom did the best for him but instead got punished, and for everyone that feels like they can't breathe.
My name is Philip Veal, and today I will be explaining what Black Lives Matter means to me. So I think Black Lives Matter means that black people are equal to everyone in America, and living in this free country such as America makes you feel extremely lucky that you won't be judged or hated by people you meet in this country. I mean, although most of us feel accepted, there are some people that don't feel accepted. And I feel that black people are treated equal, but there are some instances where black people are not treated the same as whites and other races. And Black Lives Matter is trying to fight for equality, fight for these equal rights, which honestly I just agree with. I feel that black people should be equal, and I want to live in a world where you aren't judged by the content, by your skin color, rather than the person you are, the content of your character, like Martin Luther King said. And one day this will happen, and I am just ready for it. And thank you.
We are in the middle of a historical movement that will go down in history for years to come. While police brutality has occurred against African American individuals for decades, it is finally coming to light and receiving the attention that it deserves. No matter your stance on police officers, we need to collectively recognize that unexcused police brutality is unacceptable. No person should ever be falsely accused of a crime and taking their life away for something that they didn't do. The Black Lives Matter movement is a reflection of our systemic racism and flaws in the criminal justice system. We need to advocate for every single life that has been lost as a result of police brutality. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, Tamir Rice. These individuals and many, many more have left this world due to the cruel and unjust actions of our police officers. We need to rise up and take a stand against police brutality and use our voices and abilities to advocate for Black Lives Matter.
Hi, my name is Catherine Chapa, and I'll be explaining why Black Lives Matter, also known as BLM, matters to me. Now, in the past few months, the fire had been ignited in this movement when the police had killed a black man by suffocating him. The reason everyone began to riot over this is because of our situation with COVID, and which also kills by rendering its victim unable to breathe. To me, I found the entire thing unjust and sad, as well as sadistic overall. That man probably had some good friends and family which are now affected by his death. I believe that Black Lives Matter because of the code we live by, that in the US there is equality and justice for all. So why the many black victims of police brutality? I don't appreciate the unjust system because black lives are people just like us, and everyone has the right to be treated equally no matter the color of your skin.
Black Lives Matter, a movement not to put others down, but to embrace differences, to highlight what the problem is and to show its importance. The importance of all life, no matter the color or race, to bring improvement to those who aren't appreciated, to bring justice for all the people that were criticized simply because of the amount of melanin in their skin, to honor the victims that were treated like criminals, and to bring change and hope to a better future.
Okay, saying Black Lives Matter does not mean that other races don't matter, or that, like, if you're not black, you don't matter. It's just that Black lives need more awareness and help right now. They have been oppressed for so long just because of the color of their skin. Like, it's 2020, there's literally no reason to think like that. And at the end of the day, we're all just people, and we all have a lot more in common than we have in our differences. And there's so many ways to help. Even if you can't protest or donate money on YouTube, just search up, like, videos to watch to donate to Black Lives Matter, and the creator will donate all of their ad revenue to Black Lives Matter, so you can do that too. At the end of the day, even just educating yourself and others on the movement is super helpful. And yeah, I hope you all have a good day.
No matter what color of skin you are, no one chooses how to be physically or what skin color to have. Your life is work and love, regardless of your physical appearance. Your life matters. Let's stop seeing people by how they look. Let's start seeing people inside from their values. That's what really matters. We all are human and we deserve respect.
Hello, my name is George Martinez, and I love to talk about what Black Lives Matter means to me. Now, Black Lives Matter is a movement which stops all prejudice against black people and members of the black community, from verbal harassment to even physical harassment or murder of black people. This has been an ongoing topic which has spiraled more and more and become more tense as the death and murder of George Floyd has occurred in the last few months. I do think that the Black Lives Matter movement is a fantastic movement, and it means to me a beautiful and new beginning for all races, and it brings equality to everyone involved. I admire many black people, and I think that they should be treated equally and not be judged upon or even murdered and killed because of their race.
Hello, my name is Benjamin Ansoldua, and I'm here covering two songs by two black artists. One is Johnny Be Good by Chuck Berry, and the other one is the intro to Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix. That was Chuck Berry's Johnny Be Good, and now I'm going to play the intro to Purple Haze by Jimi Hendrix.
Hi, my name is Andrea Sammons, and I'm a junior at IB. The reason that Black Lives Matter movement is so important to me is because I feel like we should all be treated the same regardless of our race, religion, color, creed, or sexual orientation.
Thank you.
The Black Lives Matter movement is really just
Black
to
artists, some that I admire
put an
very
end
much.
to police
Chuck Berry
brutality
for
and
his
systematic oppression that has
guitar
been going
playing
on
skills, as well as
for the
Jimi
past
Hendrix.
thousands of years. I think it's so important that we as a generation
how I play
really
guitar
educate
now,
ourselves
along with
over
other artists.
past generations' mistakes,
And
and
those are
we
two
try to
main
fix
words
them,
that
and most importantly, we try to
inspire me.
uplift Black voices and make sure that they are heard and seen.
I say to you today, my friend, so even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today. Together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together. Let freedom ring, and if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. So let freedom ring from the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire. Let freedom ring from the mighty mountains of New York. Let freedom ring from the hiking Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and singing the words of the old Negro spiritual. Free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
BLM matters to me because even though we are on paper equal and there's a lot of laws that protect everybody equally, it's important to remember that socially we're not, and it works in theory to have all these policies, but in practice, because of how we were culturally 100 years ago, there's still a lot of setbacks for Black individuals. So BLM is important because it's important to recognize that there's a problem and to not ignore it, because that's not going to get anybody anywhere. And ignorance is bliss, ignorance is happiness, but it's also really bad and really toxic for a lot of people. And as human beings, as Americans, it's our responsibility to protect everybody equally.
Hello, my name is Daniel Frank, and today I'll be expressing why Black Lives Matter movement is very important to me. So, right now in 2020, we live in a world where we think that we should have no racism, everyone should be equal, and actually think that everyone should not have any racism pointed out to them. But unfortunately, we live in a world where there's still people that think that they're superior above everyone else and still give racism to others, like they think that hate is the answer to everything, but hate is actually not. And it's actually pretty sad that in this time period that we live in, the 21st century, that there's still Black people that's getting murdered and people being racist to them. And it's pretty sad because if that happens to them, it could happen to any other minority, Asians, Hispanics. And so when I think about America, everyone thinks that we should be not racist, right? We should have we have a diverse population, and we shouldn't be able to be racist. But unfortunately, we live in a place where they are, and so I want to tell that it's very important for people to understand that Black lives do matter, because again, maybe it's not happening to everyone where they're having the problems, but in Black lives, they do. There's cases where police are shooting them, and then people being racist to them and saying slurs to them. And that's very important to people to understand, because we need to be in solidarity for them, because in 2020, there shouldn't be any racism. It's in our Constitution, as it says, that all men are created equal, and all men meaning it doesn't matter who you are, your race, gender, ethnicity, nothing, but everyone should be created equal. So thank you.
Black Lives Matter, a movement not to put others down, but to embrace differences, to highlight what the problem is and to show its importance. The importance of all life, no matter the color or race, to bring improvement to those who aren't appreciated, to bring justice for all the people that were criticized simply because of the amount of melanin in their skin, to honor the victims that were treated like criminals, and to bring change and hope to a better future. A call to action that needs to be answered because Black Lives Matter.
Good evening. My name is Flor Quintanilla, and I don't like the shape of your eyes. Exactly. I don't like the shape of your eyes. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to change the shape of your eyes just because I don't like it? No. And you shouldn't. First of all, you can't. This is why we cannot judge people on stuff they cannot change, such as skin color. Why hate on someone because of something that was given to them biologically? Something they cannot change. Something like their heritage or their race, the language they speak, the way they talk, the way they move, the way they look, how curly their hair is, or how they wear it. That is something that you don't judge. That's something that happens so that everyone can be unique. Why would you want copies of yourself running around? Be happy that we have diversity in America, something a lot of places don't. Take advantage of that variety. Oh, I don't know if I said that word right, because I have difficulties with the English language, but it's something I can work on, and I've been working on. But you should take advantage of that diversity and not hate on people just because they have a different skin color. Black lives matter. All lives matter. All jobs matter. All races matter. And all backgrounds and cultures matter too. And we should respect them instead of judging them or giving rude opinions about them. Yes, you can have an opinion, but don't hate. I can say I love curly hair. I unfortunately do not have it. But don't say that, oh, afros are gross. Why? Like, just why? Don't do what you don't want people to do to you. Thank you.
Yeah, look at the way that our country has been. You think that USA always just wins the Pledge of Allegiance?
A Hunger for Justice by Marifed Brenner. Justice is needed. Justice is wanted. We must stand for change and represent those who feel forgotten. Together we can rise and change the world for the better, because the world is better when we're all equal and together. These are some words from the heart that speak to my belief that Black Lives Matter.
Change must be made. It starts with older generations, but it continues with us. Racism has not resurfaced either globally or within our own country. It never left. And until we as people recognize the systematic oppression against people of color and organize plans of action to implement permanent reform, nothing will change. This is not an opinion, it's a certitude. This is not a choice, it's a requisite. This is not a media frenzy, it's our reality. And most importantly, this is not political, it's civil. Black Lives Matter. They have, they do, and they always will.
Hello, my name is Arturo Gracia. Today I will be reading the poem This Is Not a Small Voice by Sania Sanchez. This is not a small voice, you hear. This is a large voice coming out of these cities. This is the voice of Latanya, Kadesha, Shaniqua. This is the voice of Antoine, Daryl, Shaquille, running over waters, navigating the hallways of our schools, spilling out on the corners of our cities, and no epitaphs spill out of the river mouths. This is not a small love, you hear. This is a large love, a passion for kissing learning on its face. This is a love that crowns the feet with hands, that nourishes, conceives, feels the water, sails, mends the children, folds them inside our history where they toast more than the flesh, where they suck the bones of the alphabet and spit out close vowels. This is a love colored with iron and lace. This is a love initialed Black Genius. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Selena Palomo, and I decided to make this video today because I believe that everyone should be treated equally, especially during these times. It's been very obvious that the Black community has been discriminated against simply because of their race, and as sadly it is to say that, I believe that it's very important for everyone to speak up about this, especially during these times, so that we can get some form of justice for the people that are being affected and the people that will be affected by all of the racially profiled violence and the racism that is going on in the world. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Mia Bettino, and I'm going to talk about why the BLM movement is so important to me. Now, I am a young Latina woman growing up in the 21st century in a country that's supposed to be called the USA. But if we're being honest with ourselves, it hasn't exactly felt united lately. It feels more like people in power are using the oppression of minorities to their advantage and creating a hate-filled political campaign that influences our entire country to be infected with hate. Let's look at this in the bigger picture. Let's say your next door neighbor's house catches on fire. obviously they're gonna call the fire department to come save their house because it is on fire. Are you gonna ask the fire department to save your house as well? No. Why would you, right? Your house isn't on fire. It's your neighbor's house who needs the most help. That is what I see the BLM movement as. It's not necessarily that we're not concerned about the other houses, because we are. We're just more concerned about the house that is going up in flames, that we need to help and we need to do something about. I'm 16. I should not be having to make a video to speak about a huge global issue right now. I should be doing my homework, reading a book, being out with my friends. I shouldn't be having to talk about this because other people aren't bringing enough attention to it. How can you not support equal rights for every human alive? How could you say that all lives matter when right now we aren't concerned about people who aren't being oppressed? I'm Latina. I am talking about the BLM movement. I'm not speaking about how, Latino lives matter too, because I know they do, but right now that isn't our biggest issue, and that isn't exactly what we should be worrying about. It's not what I should be worrying about. In the Constitution, it states that all men should be created equal. It says all men. That implies that it shouldn't matter what color your skin is or what your beliefs are. All men are created equal. And at the end of the day, we have to fight for that. Everyone should be fighting for that. Because if we're not going to fight for that, then who is?
Sharpening the blade as we speak, carving your name, hoping there's no flames at your feet, handing you the knife, didn't even think twice. Don't break me down just 'cause you can. Don't leave me scarred. I play a losing game. Seen so many people never be the same, and I don't really wanna go through the pain. For God's sake, I've had enough. Oh, I've had enough in the long run. Uncovered secrets and leaving all our emotions exposed in the daylight. Sharpening the blade, handing you the knife.
Hello, my name is Marco Enrique Moya, and I currently attend the International Baccalaureate program at McAllen ISD as the rising sophomore class of 2023. I believe that Black Lives Matter is a very inspirational as well as motivational movement that can be applied to our everyday life and is also vital for our everyday life. We should respect each other's race, color, ethnicity, and different characteristics like that. Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King showed us that anyone and everyone is capable of success in life. So therefore, we need to treat everyone with equality, and they're people just like us. I don't like stereotyping them, but everyone's equal. Thank you.
We're currently living in a time where equality between races is seemingly protected by the law, but the unjust killings of Ahmaud Arbery, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and many others have proved that racial equality is far from being achieved. Although I myself am not a member of the African American community, I am Hispanic, so I understand how racism can affect a group of people greatly. I sympathize with the Black community, and I feel their pain, their anger, their frustration. No one deserves to die at the hand of police who swore to protect the people of this country solely for the color of their skin. I hope the recent unjustified killings of Black Americans will unite this country once and for all to help bring an end to police brutality and racism. With the protests that are moving across our country and the world, I, like many others, can feel there's change coming. Black lives matter, and it's time that our country realizes it.
One of the reasons why BLM is so important to me is because it tries to put a century-old question into a new context for a new generation. What that means to me is, how are we going to make the current generation learn about the problems that minorities face in America? And well, you can start to first look at what is happening now versus what was promised in the past. So are we going to let those problems just slip through right us? No. And I believe that the BLM movement is the embodiment of what we have to do, which is either to express the frustration, the sadness, or just the injustice that people are facing right now. I'm glad that the BLM movement has gained popularity once again, because it has opened the eyes to so many people, including mine, really, that just because it's not happening to you doesn't mean that it's not happening to like anyone else anywhere. And one of the things is that many people believe that there is no like injustice in America, there is no racism, and the BLM movement is a reminder that nope, it's still here, it's still happening. Here's why it's happening. Here's where it's happening. Here's how people are affected by it, and here's how they want to change it.
No matter what color of skin you are, no one chooses how to be physically or what skin color to have. Your life is work and love, regardless of your physical appearance. Your life matters. Let's stop seeing people by how they look. Let's start seeing people inside from their values. That's what really matters. We all are human and we deserve respect.